Hey everybody, how you doing? We're back for the final hour of trading today for March the 2nd. It's Wednesday. It's 3 in the afternoon. We have an hour to go, and we're going to see how we close out today. We have had an up day pretty well all day today, certainly for the Dow Jones, and we're up 568 right now. We were a bit higher than this not too long ago. But we've given a bit of ground back. We got up to 34,013 points. We're at 33,833. So about 130 points off the high. So we did break 700 for the high. We're up 588 right now. We'll see if we have any more rallies towards the day. See how much of this we can hold. We'll see a lot of stuff. We'll check it out. As far as some of our favorite stocks go, Rocket Lab is up 3 cents to 9.13. This has been a battle all day long. We started off with a down dip. We broke even. We went down to the low of the day of 8.85 around 10 in the morning. That was half an hour into the market. And then by 11, we seemed to hit the highs, which seemed to be around 9.31. So the difference only 46 cents from low to high. So we haven't moved much here. But once we reached that high of the day around 11, 11.15, 11.30 range, we then slumped back to where we are now in this 9.10, 9.12, 9.14 neighborhood. 2.7 million today on Rocket Lab. Great results the other day for their financials. They're getting upgrades. They're being touted as a legitimate deal. 2.7 million, but unfortunately only up 3 cents right now, right at this second now, 9.13. On SoFi, we've been up all day on it. The opening trade was around $12.95 to $13. That was as good as we got. We were higher than this in the pre-market. We were higher than this last night in the aftermarket. But we couldn't hold or even attain those markets, so those gains. We backed off in the first hour to about I'll say 11.75 or so. Got back up a little bit to this 12.12 range, this 11.75 range. That was 11.10.41, and then at 11.17 we got to 12.12. Then this afternoon at 12:30 down to 11.50, and now we're at 11.77. We're up 57 cents. We've been up all day on it, but we're not going anywhere fast. 130 million shares of volume on SoFi today. That is impressive volume, 130 million. But we just can't get a breakout. We're still. I think what I see here, I suspect, is a lot of we call it churning, CHURING. That's the right way to spell it, churning. In my old days in the 80s, churning a stock would have been done by floor traders who had pro accounts. Now, a floor trader who had a pro account, what that meant was you were on the floor of the exchange, and you would buy and sell stock or sell and buy stock. You go short or long, didn't matter. But you were flipping over stock all the time. And you were trying to make the difference between buyers and sellers, what we call making money on the spread between the bid and the ask. And churning stock in those days, back in the 70s and 80s, because you were employed by a brokerage firm, you were on the floor of the firm. The objective by the end of the night was, by the end of the trading day, you weren't long any stock, you weren't short any stock. You just had, hopefully, cross your fingers, you had a bunch of money in your account, and all you were trying to do would be to buy 1,000 shares at, say, $11.70 a share, and sell 1,000 shares at $11.72. And rinse and repeat all day long wherever the market wants to take you. So you would just kind of go within the flow of the market as a pro trader, and you would pick off buy and sell orders, then sell and buys, and you would try to make a spread. You didn't always win money. Sometimes you lost. Sometimes you had to make 3 trades to make up for a bad trade, but you were in and out within a nickel. You are not an investor, and you weren't a holder of this stuff. You were in to get out. And you would notice as a floor trader in those days how many bids came in, how many buyers there were at the bid and at the penny behind the bid and a penny behind the bid and a penny behind that. You could see how many buyers are lined up at what prices. You could see how many sellers are lined up at what prices. And then you could kind of extrapolate the mood and the movement of the stock. And that would, if you were any good at pro trading, you would know, okay, there's like 8 buyers, only 3 sellers. The sellers are small, the buyers are large. We're going to have a bit of a surge, and you would step up in 1 penny above the best bidder, putting in a stink bid just ahead of the best buyer, and try to scoop some cheap stock as it came in, and then you would offer the stock 2 or 3 or 4 cents higher to at a stink offer. You would now be the first cheapest seller, and you'd be trying to offload your stock. And if you can flip 1,000 or 2 or 5 or 10 or 20,000 shares during the day, and you cleared a nickel a trade, you made $100 at the end of the day, or $1,000, or whatever the volume was that you could turn over. Here on SoFi today, I suspect we have got, out of the 130 million volume, it wouldn't surprise me that we have maybe half of it, more than half of it, turnover, just churning. And this is folks at home now, because we don't have floors anymore like we had in the past. This stock trades electronically. And what we have here are people trying to buy it at 1170 and sell it at 72, buying it at 1171, selling it at 1173, and whatever range up and down between 1151 for the low and the original $13 price. But I will tell you that it looks to me like for the last 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, if not the last 5 hours, since 10 o'clock this morning, this stock has been as low as 1151 and as high as about $12. We've been in this 50-cent range, and there's been churning going on all throughout. There is legitimate buying coming in. There is legitimate selling coming in, because without that, you don't have the other side of it. But what's going on is you probably have 500 people trying to buy it and 500 people trying to sell it as a sort of a 2 tents, let's call it 2 separate groups. And these people switch tents all the time. As soon as I'm a buyer, I'm now a seller. As soon as I sell, I'm a buyer. And so these folks cross from tent to tent and try to play the market on the other side. And it's possible that the real legit buying and selling is just in the middle of all this volatility and liquidity. Is what we're noticing, and you probably are noticing it on your systems if you're watching on your platforms. The bid-ask spread between a buyer and a seller on SoFi is likely a penny or 2. That's about it. With that kind of volume, you don't have 15-cent spreads between buyers and sellers. You are down to a penny, and it's trading intently, constantly. That meter is constantly running as to how many shares are changing hands. So liquidity is great, but not enough momentum coming in from the buy side to take out and move up the stock. That can change, however, as time goes by, as each million more shares change hands, another million. If 2, 3, 4, 500,000 of that million is legitimate acquisition buying going on, you've got a lot of activity. Keep in mind also, it would not surprise me that a lot of you mentioned to me there's a lot of shorting going on with this stock. Yeah, I bet you that there are people, investors, hedge funds, and others who've been shorting the stock, and the buyers are hedge funds and investors who are covering their short sales. And then you have new shorters taking their place. It's just turnover between speculators as to where the stock is going. It's up 54 cents. The market is up now, 625 for the Dow. It's all positive, but this stock is not up $3 like we were hoping it would be up $3 today. We'll see how this works going forward. Anyway, it's up 53 to 1172. GameStop 122.07, near the high of the day, up 305. The low today 116.37. That was just short of 11 o'clock this morning. We hit the highs of the day in the last hour a couple of times here. 122.66 are the highs. Around 50 cents from here is where we're hanging out at the moment. Volume on GameStop, by the way, 1 million shares. Not a lot going on here. AMC 1858. This stock has managed to turn it around and go into the green. AMC this morning started down, powered its way to a gain about just short of 10 o'clock. It got itself up to 1853. Then it backed off to 1731, just short of 11 o'clock this morning. It really lost a lot of momentum. Didn't do a lot of trading. It then clawed its way a little higher into the 1780, 90 range, $18 range, finally breaking even again just after around 1 o'clock today. And from then until now, it has basically been in the green. And we're at the highs of the day right now, 1863, the absolute high. And we're just short of that at 1858 on 29.5 million shares. So it's been a long day for AMC shareholders with more red than green, but it has turned the other direction. Okay. Matterport has been... it got shellacked early this morning. It started even on the day, opened around 775, just ahead of the break-even line. Went down to 716 in the first hour and a half. And then after 11 in the morning, it began to come on, breaking even again around 1 in the afternoon. It finally got back to its 773 closing price of last night. And unfortunately, it only held a gain for about a half an hour. It didn't go very far. It only got up to 784. And then it backed off. It's now 762. It's only down 11 on 6.3 million volume. So it's a quieter day today than normal than we have had lately. And it's our first down day in 4 or 5 sessions. Barely down, just slightly. See if it'll eke out a gain or not. Even with the market pulling 600 points, a Dow point, Dow up 613 points, S&P up 85, NASDAQ up 239. Matterport is off 9 cents, 764 now. ME, $4.33. This stock dropped off to around 11 o'clock to 413. The low of the day, that was 20 cents lower on the day. It has been battling back all day. It is now down a nickel at 433. It's trying to come back to its break-even point. It's only a nickel away, and it's been a 4-hour climb. But I'll tell you, we're talking a 28-cent spread between high and low. So we haven't gone anywhere here of any significance. It's just psychologically, the stock had this downhill shot right away, and now it's been slowly waving its way back on 1 million shares on 23andMe. Spire is green, 2 cents higher. All day it has been pretty well up, except for the last hour. We had a few little dips down to 209, 5-6 cents lower than where we are now. But we're at 215, up 2 cents on 879,000 shares. Spire, quiet day, but just slightly in the green. ATIP physical therapy went down to 173 for the low of the morning, just around 9:45. And that was the low, and that is probably the lowest trade of all time, 173 just before 10 this morning. It is now 181, down 8, and a few moments ago it had been a little better at 184, and that was the best level since the opening. So 16 cents spread, and 184 was just given away. We're right now at 181. Down 8 cents on 2 million shares, trying to battle back to a break even. On Smart Rent, we're down 4 cents on the day here. The low was 606, again, 10:30 this morning, early on. Battled back, has been hanging around the break even line all day since. Right now, just 4 cents on the downside, 518,000. Cyxtera down 2 cents, battled back. We got down to 1146, but 16-cent recovery to where we are now, down a penny. We had just been around 1170 just a few minutes ago. So we're jumping about here, trying to hang on with a break even. Down 1 penny now on Cyxtera. So to recap, we're looking at a 584-point gain on the Dow. We're down 4 on Rocket Lab, up 51 on SoFi. We're up 305 on GameStop. We're up 20 on AMC, down 12 on Matterport, down 7.5 on ME, up 2 cents on Spire, down 8 on ATIP, down a nickel on SmartRent, down only 2 on Sextera. That is the market here. Robinhood is down 33 cents. It's battling back. But now we have a sea of green here. Manic Vectors up 859. Home Depot up 545. IBM up 239 to 123.74. Microsoft 300 a share. We're in this 290, 300 range. We're at $300.35, up 540. You start writing options on Microsoft. 300s for this Friday, or 301s, 302s, 305s for next Friday, or even 300s for next Friday. They're the stock to go higher. Apple up 357 to 166.76. You're looking at writing 168s to 170 for Friday or next Friday. Goldman up $7.34. We're at $335. You're looking at writing 340s for next week Friday, 335s for this Friday. It's better. Is it surging beyond recognition? No, but it's up $7.47. We'll take that. Cisco up $1.50, up 3%, 56.12. You're looking at writing 58s for next Friday. Facebook 207.80, up 4.31. Amazon up $23. Tesla's up $8. Google's up $15. Bed Bath Beyond up 57 cents. BlackBerry up 4. Royal Caribbean has turned it around. 75.48, up $1.81. Norwegian's up, Carnival's up, Target is up 5.70, JP Morgan up 2.30, Costco up $4, Walmart only off a nickel. Nvidia is actually up $8 today. Haven't seen that in a while. American Airlines unchanged at $16.29. Netflix down $6.50 to $3.79. What else is going on? Moderna down $2.92 right now. Workday up $7. Airbnb up $6. Micron up $7. Intel up $2. Very good days on those guys. That's another reason why the Manic SMH, the ETF, is up today rather nicely. There's a kind of a big recap for you on where we're at right now. Rocket Lab down 4 cents. SoFi 11.66, up 47. GameStop 122.35, up 3.33. There's that. A quick peek here on something else. I wanted to give you an idea, just if I can here, if I get this out of the way. There we go. I'll pop this up. I wanted to take a look at the Kathy Woods ARKK, the Innovation Disruptor Fund. It's down 94 cents at 67.38. The year high and low, 57.50 for the low. That was last week. $10 recovered so far. 133 for the 52-week high. Just to give you an idea how far off the innovation ETF is, the disruptors. And these are the NASDAQ listings that do not encompass the big FANG stocks. Tesla is in her fund, but it's the only big cap in there. Everyone else is sort of the Zooms and other disruptor stocks. So she's off 85 cents today, 1.2%, but up $10 from its low of the year. And there you go. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are following my channel here, and you're writing options to make money, writing call options and put and cash secured puts. I just was able to upload the lesson we did last Saturday. Lesson number 12 is now on the website, available for purchase and viewing at your pleasure, at your leisure. And just got that completed just as we were going on the air here. I've got a poll question going today. I thought I'd throw this one at you and see what kind of reaction you give me. The question is, I make more income from writing stock options than trading stocks. Now, I would have bet you a lot of money back in a year ago when I first started going live every day here in Plain English on this channel. If I'd have asked you this question a year ago, I would bet you that 95% of you would tell me you'd make more money trading stocks than writing options. As a matter of fact, most of you would comment and say, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't write options at all. Today, on this poll question, I have so far received 146 reactions to this poll question, 146 answers. Now it's 148. 47% of you say, yep, I make more money, Bruce, writing call options on my account than trading stock. 54, well, it's now 46 say yes, 54% say no, I make more money trading stock. But because I have been introducing to you the idea of writing call options to make income on this market, more and more of you are taking me up on this offer, checking it out, and you're discovering that some of you are discovering you're quite good at it. It's not for absolutely every single investor out there. Of all the investors that are in the market, I would bet you that probably a third to 40% of stock investors, retail investors, do buy or sell options. But of the folks who do trade options, I would bet you that maybe, oh, uh, 10% of those folks actually write options. And that is where I am focusing my niche on this channel with you guys. Plus, I'm doing my hair, checking my hair. I am talking to you folks about writing call options against stock you already own to bring income in and to enhance your returns on your accounts. And some of you are figuring out, like you did this morning with GameStop, you're writing calls for $7, $8, $9 on a Monday, and then on a Wednesday you're buying those calls back at $2, $3, and $4, and you're making $200, $500, $700, $800 on a call option. And a number of you are writing quite a few more than just one at a time. And this poll question here is definitely what I was expecting to see. I was expecting to see a reaction where quite a number of you would be saying, yes, I do make more money on the market by writing calls than actually trading stock. 47 to 53, 46 to 54% is the ratio of yes to no. I make more money writing call options or stock options than trading stock out of 163. So that's pretty good. Like that looks like about 70 of you to 75 of you are making more money than on writing calls and puts than trading stock. Very, very interesting result. I was curious about that. Again, if you're interested in lesson number 12, all about all of the strategies, a whole bunch of strategies on rolling over stock options. When you write a call option and the market goes against you, starts to go higher, you thought the stock would stay flat or start to go lower, stock actually goes higher, you need to do rollovers on contracts. You need to know how this works. That class, number 12, I conducted that on Saturday. And it is now uploaded, has been edited, it is ready for viewing on my website. Stockmarketswithbruce.ca is where you go. Stockmarketswithbruce.ca. There it is right there. Head for the top of the link up here. It says classes. You'll find the tab. It says classes. You'll see 12 classes available that you can grab. Check them out. Each one is about 2 hours long. I think you're going to find them rather informative. And a number of you have let me know in no uncertain terms you've made a ton of money on these, and I'm pleased and thrilled that you have. And give it a try. Check out the lessons. Learn how to write call options. Check out every one of them when you can. You only have to buy one class at a time. You do not have to buy 12 classes to take these courses. You just take one class at a time whenever you want, in whatever order you want. And once you acquire the class, you can watch it as many times as you want because it's yours to watch again and again and again. So thank you all for that, and I hope you enjoy this one, okay? Alrighty, what else is going on? Let's see. Options makes freedom 55 a thing, says Bobby. I tried to buy stinky apple calls for April this morning before they announced their next event, which is next week. Never filled, and doesn't look like it will today. Well, you never know how these markets react. Mallow, I'm number 34. Thumbs up. Bruce, thank you, buddy. And let's see. Hi, friends from Joanne. And let's see what else is going on here. And let's go. SoFi is going to hit its third highest volume day today of all time. Amazing. SoFi right now, 1168, up 48. The Dow's up 612. Vilbus, I sold another GameStop call this afternoon, a 122 call for Friday for 365. I got a stink bid in to buy it back for cheap. See if I can get it. I'm waiting for it. Stock's at 122.26. That contract is worth 26 cents right now because the stock's trading at 122. 18, actually it's 122.18. It's only worth 18 cents. Jen, you're heading out?
Got my phone.
Okay.
Got my credit card.
You're all okay.
Got my daughter.
You got your daughter, you got your credit card, you got your phone. What more do you need?
Look out, world.
Look out, world. Here I come. Good stuff. Have a great time. You can keep me posted.
When you're off, and we'll see what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Find a place to test us.
Go make it happen.
Okay.
Fantastic. All right, guys. Vilbus, way to go. I'm hoping that you'll be able to buy your call back for super cheap. It's worth all of 18 cents right now in actual book value. The rest is time value, and time is running out. Day after tomorrow, it dies. Let's see here. Let's go. Yeah, and Dave, the Mac guy, is saying, you know what? Apple is having an event on March the 8th. That's next Tuesday. So beware about writing or buying for that matter. Who knows what will happen? Hopefully new Pro machines. The key here about Apple is even if you do write call options into a rising Apple market, I wouldn't worry about it because if you do write 165s for next week Friday or 168s or wherever you're comfortable writing them at, and the stock does go up a little bit, you'll just do a rollover. That's what we were just talking about here. If you're writing 170s, you're writing out of the money calls. Do you care that the shares are going to go up a little bit? If you're getting a $3, $4, $5 premium, whatever the premium is, you're offering your stock at 175 a share. Do you think that it's going to hold that after the event is over? It might just slump back to 166 and those contracts die worthless and it's all your money. I would not be afraid of that. I don't see Apple going to $200 a share because of an event. I don't see that. Vapo Rob says, I keep holding my written calls for bigger returns on average, but it is better to roll them more frequently and collect smaller profits with this volatility, is it? Well, it can be very lucrative. It depends how you do this. If you're writing call options on GameStop, let's say, and the stock's 122 right now, and you're figuring that the shares are going to stay between 115 and 125 for a while, that's kind of what you're thinking, and you're writing, say, 125s for either next week Friday, not this coming Friday, but next week, or the week after, you might be bringing in premiums of $6, $7, $8, $9 a share, depending how far out you want to go. Now, if the strategy is, I want to write a $9 call and I want to buy it back for $1, you're going to need to ride that call all the way down to the dollar. If the shares do not move very much, if you've written 125s and the stock's at 122, you're probably going to be able to buy that call back for $1 in its last day of its life. If, however, your attitude is, well, I'll write for $9, I'll sell it for $9, and I'm prepared to pay $3 for it. That gives me a 2/3 return on this right. I get to keep $6 of the $9. That's $600 per contract that you've brought in. If you brought in 900, you're going to pay 300 to get them back. You'll keep 600. That might give you a trade that might only last a week and a half instead of all 3 weeks. The reason I say that is that it's possible if the shares do slump next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, they slump to 115 any time in that time frame. Those 125s are now $10 out of the money. If the stock's at 115 and you've written a 125 contract, you're 10 out of the money, which makes the contract worthless as far as the book value goes. It's only got time value left now, and since it's taken a week off, you wrote it with 3 weeks to go, and now there's only 2 odd weeks to go. There's only 10 trading days left, and this thing's out of the money. All of a sudden, it's in that $4.55 neighborhood. It might approach your $3 level at any time. You know how these stocks can go. They can, in a day, you can open at 119, and 3 hours later, you're touching 112, and then 2 hours later, you're back to 115. The moment it touched 112, your contracts are trading at $2.85, $3. You've got a stink bid to buy those things back at 301, waiting, or 305. You're waiting for the contract to just come down there and take you out. Anybody who wants to get out of those contracts as those shares are dropping below 115, they are hitting your bid. You bought them back. You're a happy camper. Sold them at 9, bought them at 305. Thank you, sir. May I have another, is what you're going to say. And what you're going to do now is, since you're flat, you've got $600 in your account for every option you wrote. You're waiting now for your next opportunity to write your next contract. It's as simple as that. It's as plain English as I can make it. Sometimes it pays to do these trades. Other clients will say, other viewers will tell me, what I like to do, Bruce, is I like to write a call at 9 and I'll buy it back at 6. It's just a $3 dip. I like making $3 a share on my contracts. $300. Every time I buy them back, I make $300. And if the shares are 122 when I write the $9 call, and the shares dip down tomorrow to 118.50 or 118, those contracts might reach down to 6. I buy them back right there. I've got a stink bid in at 605. It's the first bid in there. And I get filled and I'm out. And the shares pop back to 120.21. I'm writing that same call all over again. This time I'm selling it for maybe 850. It doesn't get back to 9. I get 850 for it. Backs off to 550. I'm buying it back. The thing pops back up to $758. I write it there and I put in a stink bid to buy it at 5. Constantly flipping it for $3 every time. If I only get one trade a week, I make $300. If I get 4 or 5 turnovers during the week, I make $1,200 to $1,500 on one contract. Now, those of you who have 500 shares of GameStop, you can flip 5 calls at a time with a $300 profit per trade. That's $1,500 per turnover. You do 1 turnover a week, you're making $75,000 a year. You do 3 turnovers a week, you're making $225,000 a year. What are you working for? Why are you going to a job? You make more than that at your office? There's some serious money to be had here. It's just a matter of understanding how call options depreciate and how they shrink out and how stocks move and options move with them. Stink bids, stink offers, take my classes, talk to me one-on-one for a one-on-one consultation, and we'll go over it together, and then you can do it yourself. We're not reinventing a wheel here. Believe me, this has been going on. This part of the market has existed for decades. It's just now you can do this trading with these. These were never able. You couldn't use these 15 years ago to do what we're doing now. Couldn't use these even 5 years ago. And even 2 years ago, they weren't near as efficient as they are now. And the costs, as far as commissions go, have plummeted to now make it very worth your while to be an option writer. So let me know if you're interested. Check out my classes on my website, or send me a private email at brucefarmer@hotmail.com and say, Bruce, I'd like to have a one-on-one consultation with you. I need you to help me figure out how I can be an option writer and whether or not what I want to do will allow me to be self-employed or not. And we'll go from there. Just popping in to say hi, or what? Just popping in to say it is horse crap. Volume of 130 million on SoFi, and the stock is up 50 cents. That's just not enough movement. 1173 right now is where the stock is. It is up 53 cents right now, and we are looking at a market, the Dow Jones up 647 points, a very good day, just under 34,000. Got the S&P up 89, NASDAQ up 247. We have a very good market across the board. And SoFi at 1175 with a volume of 135,500,000 shares, and there it is. What can I say? Cindy B says, the only reason I said stock is because the timing was bad when I bought Goldman Sachs in the money. I lost a lot. I believe in the process, though, and I will continue to try. There you go. Credit Savage is saying SoFi sucks because shorts are killing it. Anyone else down to go to Wall Street, see into Melvin Capital's office, start playing pinata with a few of those bears? Coyote, people will be like, writing options can be risky while they buy 20 calls that all expire worthless. Yeah, thanks to the advice, big guy. You got it, Coyote. Austin Durr, thanks for the reminder, Uncle Bruce. I just got your new class Right on. Way to go, buddy. The easy button has been hit. Fantastic. Michael, I don't even trade stock anymore. I just write options. Those of you, by the way, who were in the class on Saturday, who were in the live audience while Jennifer and I were doing this class, Jennifer was moderating it. You will all be getting a link to the class later today. It'll be after I'm done this show. I'll be working to get you your link to the edited version of this class that you saw that you were part of on Saturday. Okay, guys? Frumbler, stocks are for holding, says Frumbler. The guy, Credit Savage Goaty, so true. I seriously have lost money with options I buy as opposed to the covered calls I write. Then I found out that 90% of options expire worthless, so I just became the writer. Best idea ever. Why not be on the 90% of the market that writes options that expire worthless? Why not be those guys? You don't have to wait until the option expires worthless. You can get out well before that and make yourself a nice buck. So many of you are sitting on shares that you have earned through your employers for years, if not decades of loyal service. It's time to put those shares to work and start writing call options against these stocks. You're not selling them. You're just making them make you money. You're charging them rent to be in your account. So many of you are giving away collectively billions of dollars being wasted. There's so much available to be had, and you do not have to be a very aggressive risk-taking option writer at all. You can be incredibly conservative and do very, very well. Anyway, there it is. Let's see. Puts have only made me money, says Bobby, not purchasing calls. Let's see. Lobo Blast, I have lost money on options about as much I've lost in the slots. Writing is the way. And then Coyote says to Credit Savage, yep, be the house, be the casino rather than be the player of the slot machines. Yeah, Bobby is saying, ladies are heading out in Vegas with credit card. Sounds like Uncle Bruce needs to write a few options today. I need you guys to make some money writing options and then be generous tippers. If I do buy options, is when I have a very good info on a stock performing well and it's going to be a lottery ticket. I chalk it off as a loss automatically, and I'll sell the option as soon as I get 50% up. H. Gregory, yes, I track every option I bought or wrote. Make money 90% of the time writing, 50-50 buying. Credit Savage, I am still kicking myself for not pulling the trigger this morning and writing some SoFi $15 covered calls for January 23rd and getting $5 a share. I meant Jan 24, actually. DQ, I'm thumbs up number 122, Bruce. Bart, you expect a pullback, Credit Savage, or do you think it won't get that high? Mirko, like you just said, Bruce, I sold 2 GameStop's options March 4, 126 strike on Monday for about $7. I bought them back today for $1.91 and $1.61. Looking for new ones to write, and those are beautiful prices to be paying for those contracts. Stink bid at 169, a stink bid at 161. I love it. Beautifully done, Mirko. Alberto, hey all, the one-on-one is awesome. While teaching, he plays Yoko and dances as well. That's why he's my uncle. I don't recall. I don't recall doing our one-on-one that I was playing Yoko and dancing to her. Although you did tell me to try a libation that you had found, and I don't remember whatever happened after that. So I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't know, Alberto. I can't remember anything what happened with that. The Dow Jones is now up over 665 points. The Rocket Lab shares are down 6 cents. SoFi 1170 up 51 cents. We have 21 minutes to go. GameStop is ahead 339 to 122.41 right now. AMC is up 18 cents to 18.50. Matterport is up 1 penny to 7.74. We've eked out a gain. ME down 5.5 cents to 4.32.5. Spire is up 2 cents and holding. ATIP down 8.5 at 180.5. SmartRent 6.36 down 5 cents. Cyxtera up 7 cents to 11.72. It has eked out a gain as well. Robinhood is down 29 cents. Vanik is doing really well, up 8.87 to 268.56. The computer chip stocks are on fire today. Home Depot at 320, just under 327 now, up 660 a share. IBM is up 291 to 124.26. Microsoft at $300.16. Apple 166.96, up 376. Goldman Sachs up 930 today to 337.50. Cisco 56.25, up 163. Facebook up 492 to 208.20. Amazon up $30, 3,052. Tesla up $14 to 878. Google is at 27.03, so that's $135 a share, approximately up $19. At that 135 price is post split, 20-for-1 split, July coming up. Bed Bath Beyond up 53 cents to 17.20. BlackBerry up 7 to 6.85. Royal Caribbean up 206 to 75.73. Target is up $6. JP Morgan up 3.26. Costco up 6.08. Walmart green up 31. Nvidia up 8.23. Everything is green on the big boards pretty well. With a 645 Dow Jones run up, yeah, you'd think so. Things would be green. S&P is up 90. NASDAQ up 250. And there's where we are. And we're watching SoFi so closely and intently, and we're stumped as to why this stock that has had such wonderful news the last month and a half, just one piece of good news after the other, trading 137 million shares today. Why is this stock only up some odd 50, barely 50 odd cents? I am going, hey man, like what's that all about? Yeah, we're up 53 cents at 11.72. I was just looking for something here. I can't find it. I had my lip balm here, and now I don't see it. It's so dry here in Las Vegas. H. Gregory, Uncle Bruce, what do you think? Should we still wait to write SoFi covered calls? Yes, I would not write covered calls right now, SoFi. I would wait. I'd hold off. I'm just, I do not trust this stock to stay down here with that kind of volume. It is a breakout waiting to happen. And when it busts out. And you'll be really well rewarded to write higher strike calls on your SoFi. But that's me. You have to make up your own mind. Michael saying, please don't talk about those cover calls. I'm still angry about that. H. Gregory, sorry, Mikey. BW, Bruce, you said we had the penny flippers before we even had a ton of volume. Yep, that's true. Now with great quarterly earnings and guidance, we have serious volume, and now you're saying we still have penny flippers. We will always have penny flippers. BW, through all the years that I've been in the business, starting in the 70s and late 70s and into the 80s and 90s up to now, there are always what we will call day traders, nickel and dime, penny, nickel and dime traders. Always. They exist in the options markets, in the stock markets. They exist in the currencies, in particular, bonds. Bond traders, currency traders, futures traders are absolute penny traders because they leverage their investments up so much that a couple of pennies of movement can make a massive difference in a gain or a loss on the day. Obviously, if you can flip 10,000 shares of SoFi and you can buy 10,000 shares of SoFi and sell them for a dime more than what you paid for them, you're going to make $1,000. Well, if SoFi is going to give you $135 million of liquidity on a day, which is what it's doing today, to flip 10,000 shares of SoFi doesn't sound like a big deal. I mean, it's probably pretty easy to buy and sell 2,000 at a time all day long. Flip 10,000 at a time. I mean, I can see where there are traders out there who are trading SoFi shares that have enough capital in their hands, enough capital in their accounts, that they could hold and be long 10,000 shares of SoFi at a time. They got 100,000+ bucks lying in their account, 150,000. So they're able to hold 10,000 shares and sell 10,000 shares at a go without any difficulty at all. And at 1170, if you can get into 10,000 shares, 1170, get out at 1175, that's $500. And if you're selling 10,000 short at 1175 and you buy back at 1170, it's $500 the other way. And I can see hundreds of these traders doing 1,000 to 10,000 shares a transaction and everything in between all the time. And while the shares are sitting at 1170, there are guys buying back and there are guys getting out. And at 1165, there are buyers getting in and there are sellers getting out. It makes there's no rhyme or reason to it because these folks are not investors. They're not here for a 1 year hold. They're not here for a long-term investment. They're here for a day trade. And with today's markets, where you're not paying a formal commission anymore on any trades, you buy at 1166 and sell at 1168, make 2 cents. You make 20 bucks on 1,000 shares. You make 200 on 10,000 shares. I mean, this is what's going on. Volume trading in pennies will always be there. It was happening on GameStop, of course, before when GameStop traded 50 million a day. AMC with 500 million shares a day of volume. How many day traders were all over AMC? There were gazillions of them. There are day traders on option markets. They go long on calls, they sell the calls. They go long on puts, they sell the puts. They don't want to invest in the company long term. They want to be flat at the end of the night. They're looking for contracts with virtually no spreads, like maybe they're playing triple Qs or SPYs or apples. They're playing very active call contracts right at the money, and they're in for a couple of pennies and they're gone. So if they can flip 100 contracts and pull out a nickel a contract, that's $5 a contract times 100, $500 profit. All over the market. They're global. And these are computer programs, algorithmic programs doing this, human beings doing this, hedge funds, private investors, you name it. It covers all form of investor and trader. They're out there, my friend, and that's why there's so much liquidity in some of these markets. There really is. Alrighty, let's see what else is going on here. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it so much. Catch up with my comments here. Man, oh man, you guys are getting ahead of me again. Okay. Are you going to be talking about Google once they split? Well, I mention Google from time to time, but I don't talk about it a lot here because it's 3,300 a share, or 3,600, whatever it is. But yeah, once it splits, it'll be a lot more in our wheelhouse to talk to you about, of course. How do you view ATIP earnings? I don't have I don't have a formal response to that. I can only say that the latest reports I saw were what I was hoping to see. What I was hoping to get out of ATIP was that they were hiring staff. They were certainly hiring more people than they were losing. They've also been able to slow down, or how do I say it? The turnover rate is much lower, and that's a good thing because you want to keep staff around. Keep in mind that ATIP physical therapy centers were in direct competition with hospitals and clinics for health workers because of COVID. I mean, the competition for qualified people is intense. I can see, though, that a lot of physiotherapy people who have jobs at ATIP don't want to leave it because the stress level is a lot lower to be a physiotherapist than perhaps being a person working in an emergency wing with COVID patients. I mean, it's pretty stressful stuff. Anyway, I like what I saw. I like what I gathered on ATIP's ability to grow their number of locations. They have the capital to continue to expand. They have credit lines that puts them in solid footing. I just liked all of that, but I don't like the stock price. Boy, do I not like the stock price. Alberto, Uncle, my Google stink bid didn't hit. Do I have some time to land the stock? What should I do? Yeah, you have all kinds of time. You have weeks, months. So just be a cheap buyer. Don't be rushing after it. Just be a cheap buyer. if we get some negative news on the market, or negative news that comes in like from Ukraine or somewhere else, Google can drop $80 in one day, and you'll get your stock. So just chill. Um, and what else is going on? The credits average is saying, "Hear me out, Uncle Bruce. These banks heard the earnings call yesterday with SoFi and are just loading and shorting right now for a few weeks, because next next what earnings report, SoFi will skyrocket with bank charter and loans and interest hikes." I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. The next quarter, SoFi comes out. They will come out with huge revenue gains, and much lower expenses on a per loan ratio. So if you are really into doing the books of a bank, you're really into tracking the accounting, the auditing of banks. If you're into that kind of thing, and I'm not, you're going to love SoFi over the next year or two, because every quarter when they come up with their results, their cost of their capital versus the size of their loan portfolio is going to be dropping. You want to talk about penny traders? We're talking 1/1000th of a percentage point, 1/100th of a percentage point lower costs for SoFi, with billions or tens of billions of dollars lent out. And you can reduce the cost of your capital by several hundredths of a percentage point every quarter. This makes or breaks banks' bottom lines to the tune of gazillions of dollars. It's huge. Now, SoFi is not yet so refined and so mature a company to measure success in 1/100th of a percentage point. They're going to measure success in quarter of a percentage point or a half a percentage point, because they're brand new, and they're brand new to the public. They just became a chartered, got their charter. They're going to really have some massive positive financial reports coming up now that the bank charter is in place. They are regurgitating and reorganizing all of their in-house capital to lower the cost of their in-house capital. They're paying off all their bankers that they've been borrowing money from for years at some kind of a wholesale rate that they were paying, with a super low wholesale rate that they will now be paying, and of course still charging interest. And now they can also utilize their clients' deposits for loans as well. So yeah, this company is really on a roll here financially, but that doesn't matter today. Just doesn't matter today. The stock's up 45 cents and we're upset. We know down the road, oh man, SoFi's going to make a ton of money. The question is, when will more investors feel that way and aggressively buy up the stock, worrying that if I don't get it now while it's still around these levels, I may never get it down here again. And when that moment comes, the stock pops. But that's all I can say. Michael, I have Apple 170s expiring Friday. I think you're going to be fine. Michael, I think you're going to be okay on Apple 170s. Where's Apple now? 166.97. You got nothing to worry about. It's a 167 stock. Anyone wants to write Apple 170s, go right ahead. I don't think you're going to get exercised. I don't think you're going to be doing a rollover. I think you're going to be buying them back for cheap. There you go. Okay. What else is going on here? The prerequisite for Uncle Bruce's next hotel comfy chair. Yeah, I'm in a bar stool here. This is not comfortable, especially for my feet and my lower back. So I'm standing here, but I am on a carpet, and I'm leaning up against another bar stool just for some support. I'm quite comfortable doing this, but those aren't great. We have 6 minutes to go, by the way, until we shut down for the day. And so we're near session highs, they say here on Bloomberg. We're showing right now the Dow up 647 points, looking very good. We did have a high into the 700 range. Rocket Lab is down a nickel, unfortunately, but it's been hanging around the break-even line all day. SoFi up 46 to 1166. GameStop up 321 right now. We've got AMC up 32 cents. Matterport is 774. It just went green, up 1 penny. I've got ME at 432.5, which is down 5.5 cents right now. I've got Spire up a half a penny, ATIP at 178 down 11 cents, Smart Rent down looks like a nickel at 635, and Sextera down 8. So those are our favorites at the moment for today, with the last 5 minutes coming up. All right. H. Gregory, I'm looking, I got 162.5 on Apple for Friday. I'm hoping for a dip. If you don't get it, you're going to do a rollover. Don't worry about it. You'll buy back your 162.5s, write 165s perhaps for next Friday, or for the Friday after that, you might be able to write 167.50s. You'll pace yourself. You'll be fine. Alberto, I just said this to a few guys this morning. Credit. I just said this as Alberto. Ryan, Uncle Bruce, do you believe Spire can still squeeze? Anything can squeeze. The question is there urgency on the buyers to want to buy in? And I don't see that on Spire. I wish I did see it. I don't. I see the stock at 213.5. I just have a feeling that the amount of cash they have on hand and the likelihood of negotiations that they're involved with for acquisitions, once known to the public, whatever acquisitions they're up to and how they expand out, stock could do really well. But at the moment, it's at 214 a share, and it's dead quiet, I have to admit. Ron, the credit average is spot on, and I can wait them out. There you go. Chris just popped in for a thumbs up. Uncle Bruce cannot get over SoFi's performance today. What exactly does the company have to do in this market? Well, in this market, it's not fair. I'll tell you that. It's not fair. We're in a war scenario here with a lot of uncertainty. Interest rates, inflation, supply chain, COVID, war in Ukraine, $110 a barrel oil. You tell me what is not against corporate America right now, or corporate Canada, corporate Britain. It is a tough environment, yet SoFi shines as far as I'm concerned. I think they're doing great, but the shareholders are the nervous ones, not the company. By the way, West Texas, $111.99. We're up $8.50 on oil. This is overhanging the market, yet the Dow is up 659. I mean, you tell me how that's supposed to happen. How is the Dow supposed to be up 659 when every single Dow component is going to get hit with higher inflation costs, higher delivery costs because of oil? I mean, our airplane tickets are going to go up. Our Uber fares are going to go up. We're going to pay surcharges on FedEx packages. I see Amazon going to get hit with this. How is every stock up with an $8 move on oil? Makes no sense. So something's got to give. Anyway, what can I tell you? Hey, Uncle Bruce says, Beach Boy, could you or Yoko do something about GameStop? I mean, it keeps refusing to come down to mama. I kind of really appreciate if you could, make it back off a little bit. It is backing off just a tiny bit at the moment at 122.20, or am I incorrect on my assumption here? It's 121.84. So it's a tiny bit lower, but it needs a bit more oomph, and maybe tomorrow morning you'll get it first thing, my friend. You might be lowering your stink bid on those contracts. If that stock is down $3-4 in the pre-market tomorrow, you might be around 125, 126 on those buybacks, not two something. We'll keep an eye on this. 140 million, 40 cents. What the face? Bobby, let the SEC show who the shorts are. Maybe the SoFi will go. H. Gregory, Beachboy. I need like 4 stocks to go down. I don't get the 600-point drop, only to be followed by 600-point gain. What is going on? And Bobby, and a lamp. Chris, did Noto talk on Bloomberg? I had no idea. Mirko, Beach Boy, I'm also waiting to buy back 111s for Friday. Mirko, I'm 110s. 110s. Gary, company still making record profits. That's right, Mirko. I see that all banks will keep attacking SoFi. Analysis putting some horrible targets, which is fine because I'll keep picking up SoFi. There you go, Alberto. Number 161 got caught in client meetings. I have given you a thumbs up, Bruce. Thank you. We are down to a minute to go, and we are shutting this day down here. We're at 600 points on the Dow or so. We're down a nickel on Rocket Lab. We're up 36 cents on SoFi, 11.56. GameStop up 302 to 122.04. AMC 18.49, up 17 cents. Matterport down a nickel. ME down 9, Spire up a half a penny, ATIP down 12, Smart Rent down a nick, Cyxtera down 3 cents. That's what we got going on, guys. In this last 6 seconds of the day, I think our friend Larry has given us the big word here. We are done. Thanks, man, for shutting her down for us. Ben is saying, Uncle Bruce chart. People always say GAPs, gaps always fill. So do you think it might be a good thing that SoFi FAR did not gap up like other bank charter announcement and previous earnings beats? I don't know, my friend. It's possible. It's good news. I'm not saying that this is a bad day, a great day. It's an underwhelming day. I'll give you that. Highest level for oil, by the way, since 2011. Right now, I can't. It is what it is. I mean, 11.58 last trade on the stock for 145 million shares. I'm happy to see really good volume on the stock. I'm happy to see a lot of people talking about it, and I hope it continues on, because if it continues on at this kind of pace, we're going to go to 20, 30 bucks a share. It's only a matter of time. You cannot trade 100 and something million shares a day on a company with 500 million outstanding and not have an effect on the movement of the stock. So it will go. You just got to keep coming back and watch the performance day in, day out, and see what gives, and we'll take it from there. It's it is what it is. I don't like it. I don't like it down here. I'm with you, but man, oh man, this volume, that is good. That's a good sign. I like the liquidity factor building up. What else is going on here? Yep, Mirko, just like you said, below 15 is a strong buy, says Mirko to Alberto. DQ, rumor is Jen commented on the beam of light shooting out of the top of the Luxor, and Bruce said, what light? There is no light. See, there you go. Mikey, wow, good thing I waited on the March 4 $12 SoFi covered call. Sold a while ago for 110, just bought it back for 19 cents. Clay, SoFi is underwhelming with the aftermarket price action yesterday, but we're still up 3% from yesterday's close. BW, yes, there's always day traders, understand that, but how are day traders able to hold this pennies at a time and buyers can't get to the move it at all? Day traders don't move markets. They don't hold markets down. Day traders are just trading in a market that's flowing. They're not actually holding it back at all. It's not like day traders are purposely offering 5 million shares for sale, keeping it below a certain price. They're just going with the market. Market wants to go up, they'll trade up here. Market wants to go down, they'll trade over here. That's usually how day traders play this. Laugh out loud. If SoFi goes to 35 a share, I'll need to find more write-offs. Coyote, want to see if GameStop will push for 130 soon, and I will write. Bama, SoFi had the most volume trading today, according to Yahoo Finance stats. SoFi was the leading trader on the day. Well, 11.55 is the aftermarket trade right now. That's what I'm showing anyway. I've got GameStop at 122 a share in the aftermarket, up 1 penny. Not much going on GameStop. SoFi, let me see if I can get this to pop up here on my big ass iPad. We'll take a look at volume. Here we go. SoFi aftermarket, 11.55 down 3 on 30,000 so far, just 30,000 shares. There you are. The Dow with a 596 gain, S&P up 80, NASDAQ up 219, oil 820 a barrel higher, 111.62 in Texas. Pretty wild stuff. Really makes you wonder. Keep an eye on interest rates and everything else. I'm showing the Dow, the 10-year note. Look at this, the 10-year note, 1.89 now, after having been as low as 1.7 this morning. We're at 1.89 on the 10-year note today. So ever since Powell started speaking, it spiked up and kept on going. We're back to just about 1.9% on the 10-year. Germany is definitely positive, 0.029, 29 100ths of a percentage point right now. Is that right? No, not even that. It's sorry, it's 29,000. It has to go up another 71 points, basis points to reach 0.1%. So Germany is, that's just about zero. I mean, 29 thousandths of a percentage point. Not much except, but it is up. It is up. Italy rose today. Spain's rose today. UK, they all went up today. As far as currency goes, euros are a little bit higher against the dollar. The yen went up. The pound went up. The Australian dollar went up. I believe the Canadian dollar was up today against the U.S. dollar. It was. It gained about a penny today because the Canadian Bank of Canada raised rates today by a quarter of a point. So that jump started the Fed, because the Fed hasn't officially raised its rate. It's talking about that it'll do it. The folks at the Fed will bump the rate up in March this month, but it hasn't yet been done. So there you go. Anyway, there it is. That's the end of our day here with a 596 point gain on the Dow Jones. Now tonight, 8 o'clock, I'll be on the air for Gold Bagel members. If you're one of these folks here, 8 o'clock this evening, come on and join us. We'll talk about the markets, and if you have any questions on your trades and stuff, we'll cover on that too. We'll cover that. In the meantime, check out my channel, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Check out my website, and you'll find the latest class number 12 that we did on Saturday is now available for viewing at your leisure, and you can learn all about rollover strategies, calls and puts. We talked about that. Yeah, lots going on, and we'll see what gives. Guys, thank you so much. Clay saying, I'm just looking at the SoFi volume, 145 million. Wow, that's amazing. It is. It's absolutely a huge day today. Thank you again, everybody, for being with me today for both shows. We'll be on at 8 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow, Thursday, I'll be on in the morning with you. I will be here for the opening, of course, pre-market. I'll be on for trade alerts. Then I'll be on at 8:30, as I usually am, and you're more than welcome to come and join me then. And then I'll be off the air for the rest of the day, because Jennifer and I have a plane to catch along with our daughter tomorrow as we head back to Calgary to the winter weather. I'm asking myself, why the heck am I doing that? I'll tell you, I'd rather be in the warm. Here it's 80 degrees outside today, and we're going to be in 20-degree weather tomorrow in Calgary when we get there. I ask myself, what is the matter with you, buddy? Tomorrow's high in Calgary, 25 Fahrenheit, 90% chance of snow. Yeah. Friday, high of 25, Saturday, 34, Sunday, 36, and Monday, high of 46 degrees in Calgary next Monday. Whoop-de-doo. And then we're going back down to 19 and 18 for the high next week, Friday in Calgary. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Gotta do what I gotta do, though. But Jen is happy because she's with her daughter, and we got friends and relatives, and she misses them, so she's happy to catch up with them. Thank you, everybody, for being with me today. Have a pleasant evening. Stay healthy. Join me tonight at 8 o'clock if you're a Gold Bagel member. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow morning. And we'll see if we can do some more damage and make some more money tomorrow. Is that okay with you guys? Let's see if the shares want to go our direction. Go SoFi, go is all I have to say to that. All right, guys, have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow or later tonight. Bye for now.